Love always finds its way, but what if love comes wrapped in guilt, confusion, and betrayal? This is the story of how I married my best friend's fiancé, and why I believe it was the right thing to do. My best friend, Clara, and I had been inseparable since middle school. We shared everything: clothes, secrets, dreams, and tears. She was the sister I never had. We made pinky promises, swore we'd be in each other's weddings, and even planned to raise our kids as best friends. Then she met James. He was charming, kind, and made her eyes light up in a way I had never seen. I cheered her on, encouraged her, even helped pick out her dress when they got engaged. I was genuinely happy for her, or at least I thought I was. James and I grew close too. Naturally, he was going to be part of her life forever, and I was part of hers. We chat when Clara was busy. We had the same taste in books, music, even coffee. I thought nothing of it. Until one evening, after a group dinner, Clara went to the restroom, and James and I were left alone. He looked at me and said, "Sometimes I feel like you understand me more than anyone else." I laughed it off. But deep down, something fluttered. And I hated myself for it. I buried the feeling. Clara was my best friend. This wasn't supposed to happen. It couldn't happen. 3 months before their wedding, Clara started getting migraines. At first, we thought it was stress. Planning a wedding is exhausting. But when she fainted one afternoon, James rushed her to the hospital. The diagnosis shattered our world: stage 4 brain cancer. Doctors gave her less than a year. Everything changed overnight. Wedding plans were paused. Instead of flower arrangements, we were discussing chemo schedules. I moved in with her to help. James came by every day. And somehow, in that space between grief and routine, the three of us became a quiet, mourning family. One night, Clara asked me to sit with her on the balcony. Her hair was thinning. Her eyes tired, but still so full of light. She looked at me and said, "You love him, don't you?" I froze. "No," I whispered. But my eyes betrayed me. She smiled, a little broken, a little wise. "It's okay. I've known for a while. I think. I always knew." And so did he. Tears welled up. "Clara, I would never." She stopped me. "I want you to promise me something. When I'm gone, don't walk away from love just because it came in the wrong order." I sobbed that night. I wanted to say no. I wanted to swear to never even think of James again. But deep inside, I knew this wasn't just about love. It was about carrying her memory forward. Clara passed away 6 months later, on a rainy afternoon. James and I held her hands as she took her last breath. She left a letter for both of us. In mine, she wrote, "You were the best part of my life. If love finds you in the ashes of my goodbye, don't run from it. Live for me." The months after her death were numb. James and I drifted, afraid of what it meant to lean on each other. But grief has a way of stripping you down to truth. We found comfort in memories, in laughter, in tears. One evening, a year later, we sat at Clara's favorite garden bench. He looked at me with those familiar eyes and asked, "Do you think she'd hate us?" I whispered, "I think she'd smile." We got married in a small, quiet ceremony. No fancy gowns. Just a simple white dress and Clara's favorite wildflowers. Before saying "I do," I looked up at the sky and whispered, "This is for you." There were no grand declarations. Just two people trying to heal, to honor, to love, with her blessing. Sometimes, love writes stories we're too afraid to read. It doesn't always come wrapped in perfection. Sometimes, it arrives in broken pieces, in guilt, in impossible choices. But I married my best friend's fiancé, not out of betrayal, not out of desire, but out of a deeper understanding of love, loss, and letting go. And I believe, with all my heart, that somewhere, Clara is smiling.